Sense of relief for many tonight after the Ashwaubenon School District referendum passed with a 61% vote margin. Emily Riley here now to tell us what it means moving forward for both the school district and homeowners. Emily.
Bill, with the passing of the $19.5 million operational referendum, the school district will not have to lay off over 30 teachers or make big cuts that would impact students. The referendum was proposed as a way for the district to keep up with inflation. It will create an extra $3.9 million in property taxes over the next 5 years, meaning the owner of a $100,000 home would pay an extra $168 annually. After community surveys, the district lowered the amount it was asking for to gain support, while Keith Lucius, the assistant superintendent for the Ashwaubenon School District, says he's happy the referendum passed. There will still be budget cuts, but not at the scale it could have been if it had failed. Lucius says the referendum in the past has typically added new projects or services, but this time it was to maintain current programs.
If the referendum had failed, we'd have been reducing programs, reducing choices. We would have seen class sizes grow significantly. So this allows us to continue what we've done in the past with class sizes and those program options.
Lucius says the board is expecting the state budget, which has to be approved, to increase educational funding. If that happens, the tax impact may be lower on homeowners. Bill?
Emily.